because these patients are unique in that their needs intersect with the law and with the justice system, that they all have health needs, whether they're physical or psychological. And the forensic nurse who's trained in all those areas is able to not only provide best practice patient care, but also to assist the legal system and the law enforcement to accomplish their roles as well.
What do we want the patient to feel like when he or she comes into the emergency room having had this experience? What do we want the patient to feel like when he or she leaves the emergency department?
I was called into the hospital last night by triage at Surrey Memorial Hospital. They told me that there was a young patient that was requesting to see me. So when I walked into the room, she was sitting on the couch, curled up in a little ball, and she was leaning on the armrest of the couch. And she was like this, looking down. When I spoke to her, I wanted her to know that I would do what I could to make her feel safe in that room. I asked her, is there anything that you need to talk to me about right now medically? Are you medically okay? And at that point, she said, I don't think I am.
That's what forensic nursing is to listen to both the verbal and the unspoken about their violence, about their trauma, and about the crime that may have been committed.
As a forensic nurse, the medical side of that always has to be looked at first. She was bleeding quite heavily, and she had told me that she had found some small marbles inside of her vaginal area, and she didn't feel right. She was cramping and sore. She signed the consent, and we started the examination. She had not showered, so we flared her body in the dark, looking for blood, semen, anything that would fluoresce in the darkness. We documented physical injuries on her body. She had quite a bit of bruising up her arm, down her back. She sat up in the bed and was looking at what I was drawing and asking questions about it, and became a little bit more involved because it was her. It was her body, and she wanted it to be documented perfect.
If people are treated in a way that is with dignity, with respect, with looking at their choices, they will not go on to suffer the psychological and emotional trauma that we know happens after crimes, violence, and trauma.
We document every injury that we see, and then I proceed to do a vaginal examination at the end. We collect swabs. I also did something called a motility slide, and that's a little bit of the vaginal pool washings on a slide, and we look underneath the microscope. She was wanting me to see if there was any semen on the slide. We then process that, all our evidence. We cut the ends of our swabs. We put them back in the swab container. We label them with the patient's name, put them in the envelope, label the envelope. I don't normally see that much injury, and I think just seeing that and her crying on the bed when I was doing the examination and just her emotional distraughtness and the injury.
Whatever happens to her after, she'll remember you and your caring.
Yeah.
She might not remember all the good things, she won't remember all the bad things, but what she will remember is there was a nurse who changed my life that night because of the way she treated me.
When I was walking down the hall, she grabbed my hand and her chin was up. And she walked down that hall and she said, Amy, you gave me control of my body back. I lost control of my body. I don't remember what happened to my body. You gave me that control back, and I thank you for being here tonight for me. And she hugged me.